Stand down the door, Rich. You can't give me the glare then.
Listen, I'm just going to glare all the time.
Hello everyone. I'd like to say I'm not nervous about giving the speech, but this is the 4th time today I've got up from a warm seat with a piece of paper in my hand. As you can see, there's 3 of us best men, and you're probably wondering why that is. Well, we are too, and the best we can figure out is that Rob wasn't expecting so many replies to the group text. So, anyway, we're all privileged to be here today. We were touched, in fact, but that is another story from the staff. Anyway, I'll start with I'm Matt, and I've known Rob since we started school, senior school, when we were about 11. But I'd say we probably first became friends when we were about 14. We started doing golf lessons at school. And me and Rob are both quite competitive, and they're trying to cheat us to chip a ball into a bucket. And me and Rob would have a little bet, and every time we got a ball in the bucket, the other one had to buy them a Mars bar. As you can see, I was the convincing winner.
Hello. For those of you who don't know me, I'm one of the other best men. My name is Will. Hi. So, hi. I must first comment on this wonderful venue that you've chosen. Don't look so nervous. Relax. Okay. And when Rob first booked it, he couldn't stop going on about how amazing it was and how it really captured the essence and the romance of the relationship. And with the booking came a free round of golf. I also have to comment on how lovely the bridesmaids look. Only to be surpassed by the beautiful bride. So can I please ask you to raise your glasses and toast the bride and the bridesmaids. You all look fantastic today. And you know, when it comes to the bride, I can only quote Tom when we saw her come into the room. Tom, you have to, I apologise for my accent right now. As Emma walked in, Tom just went, "Bloody hell." And as we said, the bridesmaids and the bride look fantastic. Tom, Doreen, I must apologise that this is the best we could do. Alright, sorry. Okay, and just a quick note about Matt here. I also just want to congratulate Matt because he was only 3 stone short of his 2 stone wedding weight loss plan. Let's congratulate him. I mentioned the bridesmaids. Talking of them, they look amazing and they perform their roles brilliantly today. I walked past them earlier and I heard them talking about who was going to get the first dance with the best men. Because as I walked past, I heard them say, "You! No, you! No way! No way!" It was lovely. They just didn't want their friends to miss out. At least that's how I was reading it. I first met Rob. We were working at Safeways together. He was on the checkouts and I was packing bags. Sounds like we're about to get married. Anyway, we quickly started to invent games to attack the boredom of working in a supermarket, such as sneaking rude words into conversation with customers. Again, you can ask us about that later. And then we started to get to know each other better, hang out a bit more. We next became chief tasters for Thomas's fish and chip shop next to Quick Save. Love those days, love those pizzas, very good. And this grew into a journey of discovering alcohol, which I think we'll find is going to be a theme throughout the speech. Now, we know Rob is a very chilled out, laid back guy, calm, relaxed. Sometimes too relaxed. As we used to go out, and one of the things he was a specialist at was falling asleep everywhere. You name it, anywhere. Odyssey in Bristol. Shout out Odyssey, you remember that? Super in Western Super Vegas. Oh, some nice things. Yes, so Emma, just watching tonight, you know, eating a few slaps around the chops. Give us attention. I hope it doesn't let you down. Some of you have got filthy minds, isn't it? Without Passovers, my friend.
Hi, my name's Rich. I organise a stag do.
Those that know Rich know he's not normally shy of a word or 50, but thankfully that doesn't count to public speaking. But when I was asked to be best man, I didn't have a clue where to start. So like all things these days, I thought, internet. Went on the internet, found a brilliant site, loads of videos, hints, tips. And after about an hour, my wife walked in the room, so I quickly deleted the browsing history and searched for best man speeches instead. And anyone who knows that knows he loves a one-liner. And so I've got a couple here just for you and Emma starting to marriage. And, Rob said to me the other day, he said, Matt, what's it like to be married? So I told him to leave me alone. And then when he left me alone, I asked him why he ignored me. And Emma, you should always remember, a good wife always forgives her husband when she's wrong. But the funniest comment I heard today was actually from Emma's mum. She was talking to her dad and she said to him, it was only 30-something years ago, we were tucking Emma to bed with a dummy in. Not much is changing.
Anyway, on to a more personal note about Rob, or as he's also known, Roberto Riff Carlos, or Lamprick. Rob gives the impression of being a very sensible man. Especially if you were to look at his head, you would say he is well-rounded. However, Rob hasn't always been so sensible. His downfall is normally alcohol. However, on other occasions, it's because of his overwhelmingly good nature and wanting to avoid confrontation. Rob first found out about this problem of being too nice when he was at school. Rob held a long crush on a girl called Gemma. There's a theme developing on that page. Deciding to take the bull by the horns and act on his teenage emotions. He thought he would be brave and ask her out. So what did brave Rob do? He wrote a note and asked people to pass the note to said girl. Went through several pairs of hands. Thankfully, it came back with a resounding yes. Unfortunately, from a different girl. However, because Rob doesn't like confrontation, he proceeded to go out with her for 6 months.
Hi, my name's Rich. I organise a stag do.
So I could tell some stories now about how Rob used to sleep with his baby blanket until he was 30. Or about his imaginary friend Dan Dan. Or even how he set his boyhood bedroom on fire with his lamp while reading a mucky magazine under bed. I promise I would embarrass him. They're safe, Rob. Another example of how Rob's kind nature worked against him happened whilst he was still living at home with Tom and Doreen, but they'd moved to Portishead while all the boys still lived in Cleveland. But one night we all went out in Bristol, had a good night out, nothing out of the normal appeared to happen. But one of our friends, Dave, who's over there, he hadn't realised he's a little bit more inebriated than the rest of us. But we looked after him and we decided we had to get home, so we thought we'd cut the costs down, get a taxi, we'll drop Rob off in Portishead first, then we'll go to Clevedon, and then me and Dave can get out. So get in the taxi, and as we get into Portishead, Dave decides that it's time to expunge the evening's contents over the taxi. Well, there was our live goal. This is the day before Uber, so we're stuck in Portishead, can't get back to Clevedon, no taxis, no buses, or anything. But kind-natured Rob goes, don't worry, you can come and stay at my mum and dad's house, loads of free beds, and Doreen will probably cook us breakfast in the morning. So things took an upward turn, everything seemed okay. So we carried Dave back to Rob's house and we went to bed. When we got back to the house, and once we were in bed, it didn't take long, and Dave decided that he needed to go and pray to the porcelain god once again. So stumbling across the hallway in what's probably best described as a pair of budgie smugglers, he knelt to the throne. Rob, hearing this, goes to find out what all this commotion is about. Goes across the hallway again in an equally skimpy pair of pants and finds Dave at the throne praying. Being kind and good-natured, Rob puts his arm round Dave, strokes his hair, gives him words of comfort, and at that point, the next few hours go a bit hazy. We're not sure what happened, but at about 5 o'clock, Tom gets up for work, doesn't want to wake up Doreen, so doesn't use the ensuite, goes into the family bathroom, where he finds his son almost naked on the floor, spooning another naked man. Well, let's just say the full Glaswegian vocabulary came out. And I didn't get my breakfast that morning. Now, I appreciate that at the time, Tom and Doreen were a little confused about whether Rob would find a girl to marry. But it was always women that Rob liked. And Doreen, if you had paid a little bit more attention when he was younger, you'd have realised that when he used to have his cousin come and sleep over, it wasn't computer games they were playing upstairs. They were thumbing through the lingerie in your catalogue.
As you can see by now, the Ritchie family are very warm and welcoming. Appreciate that over the years. In fact, no more so than one Saturday afternoon, I was about 19, a bit bored at home. Rob phones me up. He says, "Hey, fancy going out tonight?" And I said, "Mate, I'm a bit skint. I can't do a big night in Bristol, I've got the money. Can't even do a medium-sized night in Western Super Vegas. You know, I've got zero cash, I feel relatively low-key." "Well, I am going off to Yeovil." You know what's coming. Big shout out the Yeovil crew. We have a special relationship. I love them and they hate me. So he says, "Yeah, come on, it's going to be awesome. We'll go to Yeovil. We've got football party do, cheap booze, right? And then we'll go and hit the clubs." Now, you're talking my language, my friend, let's go. So we go in the car, Tom and Doreen down to Yeovil, go to the football club, jug of vodka and Red Bull is like £5. Rob and I like, right, bosh. Had about 3 of those, went into the town, ended up in this nightclub. Now, for those younger people in the room, this is the days before mobile phones. So it's just me and Rob. We were too stupid to get the address of Uncle Steve's to get back to. So we go into the club and we're like this, "Right, mate, we mustn't under any circumstances lose each other because I don't know where we're going." He's like, "Yeah, no problem, no worries. I just go to the toilet." Obviously lost each other straight away. Bro, rubbish. Anyway, Rob takes the beer taxi home, walks into Uncle Steve's house. Hillary, Tom, Doreen will have a nice relaxing drink. Gin and tonic on a Saturday night. Rob comes crashing through the door. They say, "Oh, did you have a good night?" "Yeah, that's right, yeah." "Where's Will?" "I don't know." "What?" "I don't know, they left back in the nightclub. No, right, I'll go to bed." So, thanks. Takes himself off to bed. So, I think then we will revisit the famous Glaswegian vocabulary we just mentioned. A few of those words came out, a few choices of things. I think you better go and get them then. Sorry. Oh god. They'll probably beat me up later on. Anyway. By this point, I'm in the nightclub, crying into a bucket in a corner somewhere, thinking I'm going to die or something. And thankfully, Tom and Steve came to get me. Now, they didn't want to pay to get in the nightclub because it was quite late by this point. So they had to come up with a little strategy. This is what I've heard. You can tell me if this is true or not. So Steve said, "Right, then I'll talk to the bouncers. Tom, you sneak in, right? Sneak behind me. I'll distract them." So apparently this is what happened. He goes up to the bouncer, lifts up his t-shirt and goes, "Hey mate, is it normal to have 3 of these?" And Tom ran in behind him. Anyway, fun fact. Anyway, we go back to the place. We wake up in the morning after I've done the walk of shame. I think I was like, quite drunk, and I was saying, "Oh, thanks for coming again. I really appreciate it." I'm like a bad dog that fouled the cupboard and went, "Don't talk to us. Walk behind us." And I went, so we go back to the house. I wake up in the morning. You can noise people up downstairs. Me and Robert slept in. We're the only ones still in bed. I go down and see him. And like you do when you've been on a night out with your mates, you go, "Oh God, last night was mental. Oh dear." And we recount it. I go to the loos from chatting. And I go to the bathroom and there's like shoes in the bath, clothes. Strange family, the Richies. That's a very unusual storage option. Anyway, I go back into the bedroom. Me and Robert chatting. Then Tom comes up. And he goes, "Is he used to idiots a week?" "Morning." "Real sorry." Then he says, "Do you want the good news or the bad news?" And we were like, "Good news? The good news is your breakfast can be ready in 10 minutes. The bad news is one of you two idiots pissed in your auntie's wardrobe last night." Big shout for him. Rob and I said to we said to Tom, "You must be joking." He goes, "Do I look like I'm joking?" Oh no. He then leaves, goes, "See you downstairs, 10 minutes." We were like, he leaves, me and Rob look at each other. I said, "I'm not going down." And he goes, "Mate, you're the visitor, you come down. They'll go easy on you." I go, "No, wait, I'll never get invited back." Anyway, argument carries on. A few minutes later, he goes, "Will, Rob, breakfast." No way. "Will, Rob, come on, let's go cold." Go downstairs. Now guys, it was tense. It's like the walk of shame. You know you got hangover paranoia. I just want to be at home. The fear. So we sit at the table. Things are wobbling about, a little bit hungover. Rob's sitting and just out to the corner. No one says anything. Just sitting there. And then I just sort of looked up at Rob, and when it's quiet and you can't laugh, so I can't laugh. And then 5 minutes later, I look up again and he sees me, and then we just burst out laughing. Thankfully, it was all a big wind up, and everybody burst out laughing. However, no one solved the mystery. And for years and years I've been fighting this case. I've hired some expensive lawyers. With that, I'll show it to my colleague.
Hi, my name's Rich. I organise a stag.
Well, I'm no detective. But in the years since, there have been multiple incidents of Rob soiling a room whilst under the influence. On my stag do, I woke from a drunken slumber to find Rob squatting by my bed and wetting the floor. I believe even recently on a little hotel break with Emma, she woke up to find a damp room. So while there may be a statute of limitations on punishment, we're pretty sure that Rob is Yeovil's Jack the Pisser. On a serious note though, Rob's one in a million. He's great company, he's always there for you, he's fiercely loyal, and he's the best mate you could ask for. You couldn't find anyone better. If you had a few tough times, you've got 3 amazing children, and he's now got a fantastic wife. Which brings us nicely back to Rob and Emma.
So Rob has talked about how he met Emma in the maybe auspicious circumstances of Western Super Vegas. So you've bucked the trend already there because you haven't got married in shell suits. Nice. Rob told us there about some of his chat-up lines, or how he didn't break the ice there with the spilling of the bottle of wine. He was very famous though back in the day when he was a bit of a lady killer with some of his chat-up lines. Let me share some with you. Oh dear, sorry for the children present, I apologise. You've got to be expecting this so surely. One of them says, "One, hello. I wonder if I could call your left leg Easter and your right..." Can I call your left leg Easter and your right leg Christmas and visit you between the holidays? Here's another one. He used to say, "Look, how about you come back to my house with some sex and pizza?" The lady would say, "No." He'd go, "Oh, you don't like pizza?" On a serious note, we know Rob is punching above his weight with Emma. He's punching. And how lovely she is, and what I would say, what great fits they are. And just a little bit about Emma. We know how kind Emma is, how giving she is. Rob mentions, I don't know how you do it, Emma, how you look after these 3 kids. It's amazing. So I think a little round of applause there. And also, if you do ever mess up, she's a black belt in karate, so good luck with that. Thank you very much, that's enough for me. I will pass back to Matt.
Finally from me, I'd just like to say, Rob and Emma, when you go back tonight and you gaze into each other's eyes tonight and for the rest of your life, I just feel professionally obliged to remind you that the person that you'll be looking at, statistically speaking, is the person most likely to murder you.
I hope you all enjoyed my speech today. But it's now time to raise your glasses to Rob and Emma.
Thank you guys, thank you. And that concludes the speeches. So thank you everyone.